Hello, hello, my crafty creatures. It is another Monday morning. Oh, my goodness. Uh, Luckily, or unluckily, today it's going to be one color and it's going to be a whole lot of back and forth solid work. Um, the curse of 939 has reared its ugly head, and I will be working on this block of 10 right here. Goes up to there, all the way down the page. Um, with block color, I'm gonna up my color goal, my count goal to 300, just because it's quite literally I don't have to count. I set little milestones for myself, but like for example, that's a milestone. That little dot, that stitch is a milestone. The bottom of these ones is another one. Like I set little markers as I'm going down, because eventually this does break up and I have to skip spots and whatnot. But most of this column is just straight work. Um, oh, so the American healthcare system sucks. Um, my insurance changed up a few things, and I love how, and I kind of want to make a TikTok about this because it's just how it is. But I mean, I was handed one of the most expensive, one of the most complicated, one of the most misunderstood diseases, and then I was handed two more, and I've managed them very well. I'm not going to discount the work that I've done to manage the three that live, like, can't just do this one thing and it's controlled. Um, and so I sent husband creature. Well, no, yesterday, husband creature went to the pharmacy, well, grocery store, because we don't have just one store for individual things now. We have it all. Even our pharmacies have stuff other than meds. Um, I, I I asked him to pick up a couple of things that I put in orders for, but he went when, of course, the pharmacy was out to lunch. So this morning I was going to go get them, and it turned into to we had these little epic battles where it's like, no, I'll go get it, no, I'll go get it, and he went and got it. And he comes back with just my insulin, because that was my most important thing, is I needed my insulin. And he's like, yeah, you're and he comes back with just my insulin, because that was my most important thing, is I needed my insulin. Your CGMs, dollars copay. I'm like, because they had been free. They had been free since January. Um, so I had a little bit of a kitten, and I went and I checked through my insurance. No, they're free as long as I order through company XYZ, which happens to be Express Scripts, because my insurance runs through Express Scripts because I have Aetna for insurance. Ah, and good morning, Miss Jules. So I see that it's no copay through Express Scripts, so I request them to hit up my doctor for a prescription, which she will. That's not the issue. My medical team is not the issue for once. So now I have to wait for them to come in instead of just picking them up at my local pharmacy when I need them. Um, but I am once first round gets here, I'm gonna set up autofill. Um, I love it. So I take I take an antacid. I take a pantoprazole for my hiatal hernia, because my stomach sits outside of the muscular shell that holds, or I should say, part of my stomach hangs on the crease of the muscular structure that keeps all your insides inside. And in what because that happens is I have low grade acid reflux, and I was looking at ordering more because I go through it, And it used to be free through Express Scripts and like $5 at my pharmacy. Now it's $4.49 through Express Scripts and $4.99 at my pharmacy. I'm just gonna go to my pharmacy. I'm sorry. I don't need in the neighborhood I live in. I don't need, even though it's just antacid. Even though it is just an antacid, I still live in a shitty neighborhood. And I don't need my prescription stolen. I mean, it's already happened once with my pump supplies back when I could get those. Is they were stolen. So it's like, and with so many people just come, well, they don't want to work, they don't want to do this. It's like, well, I like to work and I need to work. I am like a working breed dog. I need to have something to do. Absolutely. I need to have something to do. But every day it just gets harder and harder for me to get the care that I need in order to do the work that I want to do. Um, Now, is my job the dream job that I want it to be? No. It pays the bills and I get paid for it and I do the job. But at the same time, if I don't get the right meds, I won't be any good of anybody for anyone. And it just I can't help but feel that sometimes that's what the the rich want is that. Well, we want you to work, but we don't want to care for your body so it's capable of working. Uh, my weekend, my on weekend at work was very uneventful, very quiet. Um, I it's always so hard because I really I don't like leaving my house to go to work. Um, Once I get there, it's okay for the most part, as long as nothing is really like gone sideways. Because honestly, I don't have to deal with don't have to deal with a lot of Karens, and the Karens that I do have to deal with, I already know of their existence. I just have to brace myself for if they're having a Karen day or not. I think that's why I don't. That's why I'm not a fan of food service or retail. It's not that I can't deal with people who are upset and angry. It's just I like being able to see it coming down the line, as it were, having relationships. Like in an office, you generally get to know your coworkers well enough that you can tell when they're having a bad day. Or in my situation, in healthcare, in long-term care, you generally get to know when one of your residents is having a bad day. So uh, I'm kind of glad I picked to just do the block color today. I don't really have to look at the pattern. I just have to pay attention to my self placed markers. I'm hoping after stream today, because it is my day off, I don't have to do anything after stream. Um, I don't, well, I generally don't have to do anything after stream anyway, but I set myself little chores and goals. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna work on the fins of my sea serpent because I got the body, the head, and the arms all done. Now those are the big parts. Now I have fins that I have left to do, and then assembly. And the fins are fun. Um, they're not dainty fins because the sea serpent is not a dainty creature. But I'm hoping to get the fins done and maybe assemble it tomorrow. And Jules, I totally lied to myself. I was like, I'm gonna get that package out by Friday. No, didn't happen. I'm sorry. I love you, but it didn't happen. Um, I have to. I'm in search of a box that I can shove them in, because when I use the USPS boxes, even though the boxes are free, they come with a price. So, and I'm not at a shortage of boxes. It's just a matter of going through my pile of boxes, because those are nice boxes. It's a nice box. I've reached that age and I have room that I can indulge my it's a nice box. I was stocking my package to the polar bears um yesterday, and still says it's in transit, so I'm hoping it gets to the right place. If not, I'll be very sad. I was talking with one of the residents last night. She's like, Sarah, I have a whole bunch of yarn that I'm just not going to use. I'm like, well, we're going to have to, I will totally make you something with it. She's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, well, we're going to have to set up a smuggling system. She's like, and she just starts laughing because um, I know that she doesn't hold anything to it, and I I know she knows that I'm not taking advantage of her for it. She wants it. She wants it's spring cleaning, and she wants room in her room. Um, I actually, I bought it. I know you guys are going to be surprised, and one of the presents for this year, it's going to be one of these, because of course my firsts, even though my firsts are getting better, my firsts no longer really suck that much, but my firsts I still never sell. Um, it is a magnet. It's a upside down. It's an ornament. Like, I could easily put wire in the tail and have it be an ornament as well, but it's marketed as a magnet that you can put on your fridge. So I'm excited to play with that one. There is something going on. I'm wondering if they're starting the street sweepers. What did I do? One of these days, like, I think it was, maybe it was Friday or Saturday. Um, it was a nice enough day. I think it was Friday. It was a nice enough day that I was able to um, empty empty the thing I the garden cart I had. It was gross, um, because I had forgotten about it all winter and it had dog poop in it. So it was gross. but I got it emptied, and it is tilted so it will not fill with water again, but it is tilted in such a fashion that the rain will rinse out the remnants, and life will be good. But I've that's one of the things, since it is relatively nice outside today. After stream, I am going to take the dogs out in the backyard and throw things for them and let them bark and let them be dogs because um yeah, it must have been Saturday that I did it, because when I did that Saturday, they were nice and calm, at least for a bit. Oh, yesterday before I was going to work, looked out the window and I saw one of my lady cardinals, and I saw her hopping around in my barberry bushes, and I was like, oh, the lady cardinal, and then I saw the boy. They're making a nest in my barberry bushes, which I am so pleased with. I love that cardinals trust my land enough to make their nests and and grow their families here. I love that they get get food and safety from my area. Yeah. It makes it kind of sucky though, because it means I can't trim my barberry bushes the way I'd like to. I mean, I still trim them, but it's just not as high and tight as I'd like to. Because barberry is particularly vicious. Mine has actually grown taller than the 8 feet that its average is. It averages out at about 8 feet tall, and I hedge mine, so it convinces it to grow thicker as a hedge and taller. So the only reason I haven't like hedged the top of it is because I'm too short. I hedge both the sides though. Hmm. I have raked a path of freeness in my yard, so that when I'm out throwing stuff for the dogs, I have my yuck shoes on, and I use ice spikes so I don't fall in the mud. But I've raked a path. I'm slowly starting to like rake it into a pile so that when it becomes time, I can just load it into the garden cart and dump it over the edge. Uh, but that time is not here yet. I'm gonna wait till later in May to really do that. I also this weekend, because I caught a bit of Spaz's stream on Friday. Um, I caught what he used for AI music generation, and I did add one of my playlists on in here. Whether it plays or not, I don't know. Actually, let me just add some of my favorite files. Because I downloaded a few, but um, I like having it. I like having the uh the files on my computer when I play music. It doesn't it doesn't. Oh, what are the words I'm looking for? It doesn't bog down my system as much. I've actually been pretty busy today already. Oh, there we go. Kind of scary. Oh. One of my one of my favorite creators. There we go. There we go. There, I'm reconnecting. Um, it was like a three character skit, I guess would be the best way to describe it. It was his brain and executive function going, got amazing news. I did everything I was supposed to do today, and the brain's like, no, that can't be true. And the executive function's like, yeah, and it goes on like that for a little while. Um, and towards the end, the brain's like, so you mean to tell me you got a week's worth of work done in a whole day? And that goes over to the ADHD, and then the brain goes, without this guy getting in the way. And the executive function goes, yeah, I think he might have actually helped. And then you see the ADHD going, hyper focus, must get it all. My hyper focus got stuff done. And I felt that this morning. Um, mhm. I know. So the attic has gotten to the point of being overwhelming. Um, I know that the wall I'm currently working on, I'm going to, it's going to be knee wall drawers. Um, nothing horribly amazing, but it's going to be like one set's going to be like big storage drawers where I can put totes and whatnot, and one half is going to be littler drawers where I can keep more smaller stuff. I guess would be the best way to describe it. Smaller stuff can stay there, and getting the floor up there secured down. And in all fairness, once I get like a good subfloor set down and sealed up and this that the other thing, I think I'm just going to use the sticky tile, like not necessarily dollar store sticky tile, but like just sticky tile to seal up the floor because I God knows what I'm going to do drop on that floor. And it lets me play with patterns. But some of the floor that they used to fix the floor up there was particle board, and it's gotten wet, and it was in the bathroom, so it got really wet, and it's just it makes me cry. But I'm going today's small goal. is I have a trash bag full of stuff. I have one more thing to add to the trash bag because I learned something that after 20 years, plastic rollerblades will disintegrate. I touched something and it was all sticky and yucky, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I picked up an old pair of rollerblades. Mind you, they were cheap rollerblades. Um, and they just broke apart and they were like sticky and yuck, and I'm like, ew. So those are gonna go into the trash bag, and the trash bag needs to come downstairs. Uh, because tomorrow's trash day. I also need to invest in electric scissors because I have a lot of cardboard that is too big for my trash can. Um, so I don't want to. I mean, yes, do I have box cutters? I sure do, but electric scissors is so. Oh, there goes my second light bulb. Oh, okay, so UPS stopped by. I'm gonna I'm gonna put on my BRB and go see what's going on. Okay, it wasn't for me. That's for a husband creature. Well, Magic the Gathering had a box release or whatever they do, a set release. So husband creature got some cards. I spend my money in yarn, and he spends his money in Magic cards. Honestly, his return on investment is probably better than mine. Peg, you're fine. Where did my scissors go? Okay. I've at least gotten 150 stitches done already. uh, which is pretty cool. That is the best thing about block color is yeah, it's kind of boring to watch, but the progress you look at the before after shot and you're like, damn, I went somewhere today. And at the same time, like the stitch count gets high quick. So because I don't have to I have to remember one thing and one thing only. 2 lines from my first checkpoint. See how many stitches that is once I get to it. Well, 2.5. Or 3. I don't know. I don't know how to count. I'm doing counted cross stitch. I don't know. Oops. Oh, no. Oh, I wanted to do that. Okay. I know feature. It's rough. Listen to the ocean. Wondering if this is one of mine. Nope. Like, I have all the Spaz's music and like 4 songs are mine. And Riff Nation has achievements, and I am an achievement whore. So I'm gonna have fun with that. Nope. So before stream, I was watching YouTube. I was watching John Oliver, because he's one of. I understand that the world is not all good, not all bad. I like getting fair, balanced information. Like, information is neither right nor wrong if it's factual. Like, it's just facts. How you see it is how it translates into good or bad. Like, facts are facts. Um, and it's up to the individual and whether it's right or wrong, how they feel about it. But this week, he covered transgender youth. And for me, like, this is a hot button issue for people. Trans people are human; they're people. Again, I'm baffled why we're so concerned with what's in other people's pants. Like, I still haven't gotten a good answer for that because, um, I don't care. Um, and there's a lot of things going on with sports. There's a lot of vitriol and there's a lot of misinformation in that particular genre. Now, for me, high-end elite sports, there are so many subtleties and nuances that I don't have a leg to stand on in elite high-level sports. But most are targeting high school sports, lower end sports, and for fun sports. Who the fuck cares? I know everybody thinks their little Timmy's gonna be the next Joe Montana or Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes, but the chances of that are so fucking slim. Let your kid have fucking fun. That's my thought on kids in sports. Let them have fucking fun. Kids in sports. We don't need to add girls' sports. We don't need to add boys' sports. Kids in sports. Let them have fucking fun. Hands down, end of argument. At least in here. Even adults like Oliver covered how, like, in a for fun run, someone got up, like, not even the person who lost to the transgendered person. Someone got upset about a fun run. It's like, seriously, it doesn't matter. Hello, hello. So, because weather's gone crazy down there, what are you guys having today? A heat wave, tornadoes, both? Come in, lean it on the doorknob, something like that? No, they did the good old fashioned toss and hope. Ooh, that was fun. Okay, I've reached marker number 1. Once I close out the line, I'll see how many stitches I have, because we've only been doing this for 40 minutes, and I might have to push myself a little bit more with the count goal, because again, back and forth goes a lot faster than having to stop and check the line every time and make sure, like, I in the right spot or moving around. Yeah, back and forth, I can easily get 500 to 700 done in a session. Now, my big goal would be to get this entire column done. That would be super awesome. But I don't know. Okay. I'm almost at 200 stitches already. That was a big space gap. Did I get disconnected again? No. Okay. But I do have to move my column down a little bit. Okay, so my next pay attention marker is these two spots right there. Because then I start hitting the sidewall here, and I gotta pay attention to gaps for other colors. A little bit, not a whole lot, just a little bit. Actually, no. No, I don't have to worry about that right now, because the block I'm working in, this 10 block, doesn't hit the sidewall, so I don't have to worry about that. It's always good news. Okay, so I'm actually gonna extend my marker down to these ones down here instead, since I don't have to worry about skipping anything. It's just because it's like there will be pages down further in this project that are only 939, and those pages will get warnings like, hey, this is all we're doing today. I think those will be the ones I'll start like recording, like to do a time lapse. Mm-hmm. So yeah, with it being 40 minutes in, and I'm already at 200. I'm gonna up it to 400. Um, mini stitch goal. Um, Again, if I hit it, awesome. If not, I'm not gonna cry. Because I've I've hit my normal stitch goal in 40 minutes. And 939 is probably going to be the color for both days of Divine Instinct. Just because it's one of the big colors and it takes up most of the page. Although I'm gonna have to sit one of these days and work on the little alone colors. So lonely. I might do that today. Add a little add little hints of other colors. There's not a whole lot of them in large amounts on this page. I think the next page has even more just 939. So, for breakfast today, because I'm totally nutritious and healthy. If you believe that, I have a bridge for sale in Brooklyn for you. They're called Heavenly Hunks. They're drizzle. Today, the flavor I had for breakfast is drizzle blueberry lemon. Oh my goodness, they're gluten free. Let's see, what are they? I think they're everything free, and they're actually pretty good. They are non-GMO, gluten free. If I could read, that would be fantastic. Dairy free. They are certified vegan, and they're glyphosate. They're residue free. They're actually pretty good. I don't get any, like, if people want to pay me to like sponsor their food, awesome. But I don't get paid for suggesting food. It's Heavenly Hunks is the brand. I picked it up at Ocean State Job Lot, but I don't know where else it could normally be picked up. let me look at this. Let's see. It is okay. So a serving size is 1 hunk roughly, and 1 container you get about 5 hunks. 17 grams of carb. Only has 1 gram of protein, so it's not really that great for you. But it's good. Because and I picked those today because I was hungry. I didn't want a protein. Sometimes I just don't want a protein breakfast. I have yogurt, I have eggs, and sometimes the answer is just meh. So I grabbed those, and I think I only had 2, because I had insulin debacles this morning, and yeah. Sometimes life just sucks, and that's okay. Not generally okay for the person it's sucking for, but you gotta figure you're not alone in the world sucking for any particular moment. Mhm. Yeah, I started off today. It was blank up to like here, so we've already done huge chunk of color. You eat that protein bagel. You eat it. Is it chickpea or almond? Like what what protein did they pick? Because I personally chickpea bagels are actually really good. Like the chickpea flour adds the doughiness that I look for in what I remember to be bagels. Mm, 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 mm. Ooh, ooh, that was a crunch. So, Adventures with Husband Creature picking up my prescription, my CGMs, which before in January, February, March, $0 copay. Um, he goes to pick it up today, $65 copay, and the pharmacy girl's like, "Well, it goes towards your deductible." Now, mind you, I have an $8,000 deductible. $65 is not even going to come close. Um, so yeah. really, really, really want to make it protein, add instead of the white flour, use almond flour because almonds are a protein. That texture comes out different though. Full disclosure, comes out different. Or chickpea flour. Huh. I feel it's a bit of a misnomer though. Like like with it being labeled protein bagel, like for me, the protein diet doesn't have any like it doesn't have lots of the enriched flour in it. Um, so that fucks with my brain a little bit. Like I'm looking at that recipe, going, I could just have the Greek yogurt and have all the protein that is put into that bagel there. But that is my nutrition tortured mind. Kind of how like you'll see like how I fuck around with people because they know I have celiacs, and like they'll see me eating pasta, but it's the corn pasta or the rice pasta, and it messes with their mind because it's not what they expect to see, but it's something I can eat. But yeah, for high protein and filling and carb and low carbs and whatnot, almonds and chickpeas, hummus, hummus, garbanzo beans, all the same thing. But I actually I like making I like soaking the garbanzo beans and getting them all nice and uh, rehydrated, and then making my own hummus. Because dried out, and yes, I understand that it's more work, but the dried out lentils cost less money. Dried out kidney beans cost less money than getting them in a can already hydrated. You set them in water 24 hours. You're not really doing any actual work other than pre-planning, and you get your kidney beans, your black beans, your chickpeas. Like you can have all of this stuff for way cheaper because when it's dried out, they sell it in bulk easier. Work, get your kidney beans. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna do my next checkpoint at the bottom of the two there. I'm torn either at the bottom of the next two or whenever I run out of string next. Um, Almond flour, the only thing I can like really make mention is it doesn't stick together well. So with almond flour, um, you have to use a binder like egg, milk, butter. You have to use a fat to get it to stay together. Peanut butter. Peanut butter is another good protein. Unfortunately, it carries a flavor, so gotta be careful. You could have peanut butter bagels, sun butter.
A new time has come. The rise of heroes. Rise up.
Mhm. So this week, as far as I know, this week is a normal stream week. I have today, tomorrow, Divine Instinct, 10 to 2. My long stream with Captain Penis on Thursday. And hopefully, Friday, more Captain Penis from 10 to 2. Or 10 to noon. 10 to noon, not 2. 2 is way too late.
We shall rise undefeated.
Especially seeing as I leave at 2:15 to go to work.
Rise up and vanquish the enemy. The rise of heroes.
Mhm.
A new time has come. The rise of heroes.
And I apologize for whatever reason. I've been having disconnect issues. So, I think I'm on my third strike. If I catch it again, I'm going to be angry. But they haven't been ridiculously long. So, I'll probably keep streaming, but it's just frustrating.
We stand here together, united as one. One tribe. A feeling from deep inside. A sense of victory and euphoria. You get us now. United as one. This is our destiny.
Uh,
Release the energy. Stand together. Together as one. We stand here together.
See if the string I have left will last 2 more rows. I think it will, but I also might be wrong. It might only last one. Yeah, I got this has 20 stitches in it. Mhm. Did it unpin it? Ooh, I get to play thread chicken. An unneeded game of thread chicken, but I'm still gonna play it. Get these last 2 stitches done. I can do it. Um, I hear air escaping from something, and my soda has apparently decided it wants to have an opinion. Okay, there. We get another stitch marker. Highlight the stitches point, because not only do I have to wind out a piece of a new piece of thread. It's just a good spot in general to mark it down. We're at 315, so we're gonna hit the 400 stitches today. No, that's not what I wanted. Okay, I need to. I think my next one is gonna be these stitches here, the bottom 2 of that little lightning bolt looking piece. And if I get down to that point, it will be more than another 100 stitches. So I'll be close to like 450 if I get down to that point that I just noted out. Got too fixated. My brain was like, no, no, we're gonna get you all confused. No, no. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Goal. The beauty is since I'm working in tens, I was at 315 when I last hit my checkbox, and I know that I have one, two, three, four already. So I know where I'm at 345. Do I have shuffle on, or is it okay? It is shuffling. Every day I'm shuffling. Mhm. The next column is going to be pretty easy. It starts out really big at the 10, and then narrows right down to nothing. No, not what I want. Get it. Yay! I accidentally slipped through another thread. Close this out. Start another piece of string. Mhm. Mhm. I keep misplacing my scissors. Oh, I have like 8,000 pair of them. Are you lucky now? Just as a heads up, and I'll remind people as it gets closer, there's going to be a week in May where I'm not going to be streaming just because I'm swapping shifts for that week. One of my coworkers, her daughter is graduating college, and as bitter and spiteful as I might be sometimes towards uh, certain coworkers, not this one specifically, but she's up there. I will not deny her the uh, the joy of having see her daughter graduate college. So yeah, there's a week in May where it's just going to be bananas for me. uh, it really is. Oh, so I'm pretty anal retentive when it comes to having plenty of meds in stock in my carts. The regulation states that we are to have in the cart 5 day supply. Um, and so I generally have if I see something running low, I generally nab it and make sure we have when the front facing cart is generally at like anywhere from a 5 to 10 day supply. The multiple times a day ones, it's only a day and a half maybe. Um, but I like to make sure that the carts are stocked and no one has to worry about, at least on my shift, and the multiple times a day meds. You don't have to worry about it. I got you. Saturday, I spent 45 minutes taking meds out of a cart because the person who stocked it like the shift before me, the person who stocked it just kind of grabbed everything out of like the med room and just shoved it in the cart and just crammed it right in there. Um, and overfilled it, which also there is such a thing as overkill. And I had to talk to the daytime supervisor. I'm like, hey, look, this coming from my mouth, please understand that I stock meds a couple of days ahead of time. It's if I see it on the last row, because we use bubble packs. If I see it on the last row of a bubble pack, I'm gonna stock it up. It doesn't matter if it's on its last row. I'm stocking it up. Uh, and please know that I am this person about this. And I'm like, that being said, this was ridiculous. And I took a picture and I showed her a picture of what I had pulled out of the cart that didn't need to be there. Like I'm talking, we had the front facing cards that are a month's supply, only had like one or two popped out. And I'm like, no, we had two cards facing backwards of this med. This is unacceptable. So that's the fun and excitement I got to deal with on the weekend. But yesterday was pretty good because I'd already pulled out the way too much shit. And the hilarity of it is I still had to go grab meds that needed to be in the cart, even though whoever stocked it just chalked it chock a block full. And it comes from I want to say low grade pettiness. Is we are almost always on a daily basis saying, please make sure you have 5 day supply of your meds in the carts. That's just what the regulations say. It's nothing, but we have to say it every single day because people aren't leaving a 5 day supply in the carts. And so I think it's low grade pettiness. They're like, okay, you want 5 day supply? I'm going to put 3 months supply in the cart. And that's not right either. That clogs up the cart. It makes it hard to move it causes the bubble packs to burst. It causes pill waste. Um, it's everything Doge is trying to actually do, but failing at. Like, if you want to Doge some stuff, come to a healthcare facility and see how much waste is because of the stupid regulations we have. Like, if we pop a pill and someone says, no, I don't want that pill, we have to throw that pill out because they didn't want it. Not that there was anything wrong with it. We could have used it for another day, another dose, we could have used it. But because they said no, it gets trashed. So I and then I had to spend the time to pull it all out. Then I had to spend the time to reorganize it in the back where it came from. And it's so frustrating. So and I know where this low grade pettiness is coming from. It's coming from not. I don't actually have a reason for where it's coming from, but this is what it is. Okay, so my boss just wants the job done. My boss is very chill where she can be. She just wants the job done. And so once the job is done, I know that day crew hangs out in front of her office talking loudly. Now, I don't know about my viewers here. And that's the thing but at the same time they need to look at the regulations, like where it says, hey, if they say no to this medication, you have to dispose of it instead of being able to place it in a secure area and reuse it, or attempt, because there's nothing wrong with the pill. um but so they get done their job, they're not doing anything, and then they choose to stand outside the boss's office and talk loudly and look like they're doing nothing. Now, I don't know about you, kind viewers, but if I didn't have anything to do and I was at work during my teenage years, I made myself scarce. I'm not a big believer time to lean, time to clean, but you do not hang out in front of the boss's office and be loud. I whenever I have free time, even to this day, I'll go find the back quiet corner of the building I work in, and I will calmly, I'll sit and I'll chat with the residents. I'll work on some of my crochet practice. Like, I will do everything except draw the attention of my boss, because if you draw the attention of the boss and potentially the boss, then then the boss has to make you do something. Like, if you're as chill as your boss is, if their boss sees you doing nothing, do the math, young folks. Make yourself scarce if you don't have anything to do. Yeah, exactly. As long as you answer your call bells when they go off, or and make sure everybody gets their meds on time and all your base level things are done, make yourself scarce. But and that's the reason that all the other shifts are getting angry with day shift, is we're getting all these blanket punishments because day shift can't fuck off and not be found for a few hours unless they're summoned. And I tell my boss very well knows that there are times where I am where she's not immediately seeing me, that I'm off doing something, not work. I've told her and she knows. And she's like, "That's fine. Did you get your job done?" And the answer, of course, is always yes. I'm not perfect. I do make mistakes, but at the same time, if you'd be like, "Hey, I noticed this wasn't done," I'll be like, "Yo, sorry. I'll get it done." But it's so frustrating sometimes. And then to have to spend 45 minutes because you're being low grade petty to be able to say, "Yeah, I did my job. I stuffed it." Yeah. I'll be low grade petty and unload and undo all the work you did. But I left. I left the carts. They all had enough. And sometimes I get extra super duper motivated, and I'll do more than I need to. Because sometimes I do. I've gone through and I've used cleaning tricks to get sticky. Like yesterday my extra bonus thing was it was kind of self-serving. I needed scissors, and the scissors that were in the cart were sticky, and they wouldn't open. So I cleaned the scissors. They didn't sharpen them or anything like that, but they were sticky. So I used my ridiculously large knowledge of how to clean things, and I got them unstuck and nice and clean. And Mhm. Well, I'm glad you got a little bit of snooze time. Jules hangs out with me because I make her go to sleep. I bring her enough safety and comfort that she goes to sleep. Mhm. Mhm. Seeing as it's quarter of, I'm gonna aim for just the first two dots, getting down to that marker. It's 4 lines. I know I can do it, but And I came really close to the whole column being done. But I honestly, if I get down to if I get four more lines, I think I'll be over 500 for today. Two more rows before 5-0. Power stitching away. The line goes out. The line goes out a little bit. Okay. Unneeded, but still gonna do it, French. Okay. That is the end of that piece of string. And I mean, I could aim for the last two lines, but at the same time, I have to swap out color and I have to do a highlight button push. So I'm gonna stop stitching there and do all of those things and then give updates. Because after this, I'm gonna put on some literal shit kickers. And a sweatshirt and go outside and throw stuff for the dogs so I can have the rest of my afternoon with a little bit of a worn out dog rather than one that is on high tune go. That and to enjoy outside just a little bit. Enjoy the nice weather in the bits that it's been given to me, because we're supposed to get some shit snow tomorrow. It's like the world, it wants to get warm, but at the same time it's going eh. Remember, they're 3 hours behind you, 4 hours behind you, Jules. So they're just now starting business. I lied. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. Yeah, yeah. Mm. Okay. Now that I've secured a whole line that I didn't intend to do, but my brain made me do it anyway. All right. Ugh. No, that's not the way I want to go. Thank you. Ooh, okay. So, did 472 stitches today. We got up to 4.29%. I do have a goal of 5% on this for this month, so that's some good progress. Thank everyone for the gift of their time, because goodness knows it keeps getting scarcer and scarcer. I hope everybody has a fantastic day. If you have good weather, get out and enjoy it best you can. I know that I'm going to find some work gloves and clean some and throw stuff for the dogs while she barks at me very loudly. And I hope that she doesn't wake husband creature up. And maybe rake some more yard so I have less yuck to do later. Yeah, it really is a lot of stitches for one day. We went from like pretty much only having a couple done up here all the way down. And 939 pretty much fills this area. It fills all of in here, and it fills, and it also is filling all this area. So this is a color we're going to be on for a hot second. But this color is almost half this entire cross stitch, so that's where we're at. And so everybody remember to drink your water, take your meds, be kind to yourself without harming others, and be kind to others without harming yourself. I'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. for another 2-hour session of 939. And I'll probably be lurking later. I want to get a few things done today. And the crying has started. I'll see you guys later. I love y'all.